Yo, hello everybody. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I hope you guys can hear this because we are going live soon. So yeah. So thank you everyone. I'll be. I'm going as soon as possible. Okay. All right. So I guess we can go live right now or soon. Maybe I can start right now because while we are still waiting for the ISRO official channel to just go live around, if I remember, 19 minutes from now. So let's do it. So hello everybody, this is Suguwa. So today, as you know from the title, this is going to be the ISRO's LVM3 rocket launches, which will launch the CMS-03, aka also for today would be the GSAT-7R. Yeah, you need to remember this because while I actually research about the designation name of CMS-03, can you guess which of the name designation actually uses the same name, CMS-03? You can guess a little bit. Maybe some of you that are watching here right now live, or maybe if you watch this on replay, you can have your guess what is it. Because I can assure you it's going to be a bit confusing, and I cannot understand why they go with the same name with CMS-03. I don't know why. Don't ask me in this case because that's a little bit weird. I can assure you. Just give me a little bit of second. You'll be a little bit surprised here. For you that even fully go research this one. Okay, so I guess maybe I can unveil to you guys what's the confusing name you see. Okay, so I've already hear my own sound feedback, so looking pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys see this. Okay, is it? Yes, and guess what? The CMS-03 designation actually also used for the GSAT-20, also known as GSAT-N2. I don't know why. It's so confusing. And apparently, look at this. You want to know something? It was launched on board the SpaceX Falcon 9, as usual, Block 5 rocket here. Of course, they are using the I-2K satellite bus, aka also known as I-2000. Yeah, this is how it looks like. This one is, if I remember correctly, this one is Pacific. Yeah, it looks like this is for the communication infrastructure that really required by the smart cities mission of India. Okay, so apparently this is a civilian satellite here. Yeah, for the civilian usage, and I don't know why it's confusing. Oh, okay, maybe I can close a little. Yeah, I don't want my phone notification to just disturb me for this time. I don't know why they're using the designation for the CMS-03. You want to know why? Another one is here. I have some other sources, even set beams also said that things too. Although in terms of like whatever rockets displayed here and there, it's not the most accurate, unfortunately, not really recommended. And also from what I can confirm from the Gunter's space patch here, also it's known as the CMS-03. Oh, apparently it's not I-2K, it's I-4K, my mistake, satellite bus, aka known as I-4000. Maybe you want to know why, because this one, as long you see this this satellite bus, you know, it straight away tells you this is a 4 metric tons of satellite here, in general total mass. So according from what I can actually also I did my research, GSAT-20 here, apparently it's around, so the mass itself is 4,700 kilograms. Okay, if you want me to use a little bit more generalized way to say it, I would call it 4,700 kilograms, aka 4.7 metric tons here. Yeah, it was launched on 18 November last year, 2024. Yeah, so that's that, and it's so confusing because this also uses the designation CMS-03, and this one, for this flight that we are going to look at, it's also going to use the same designation CMS-03. I don't know why. They might as well just call it CMS-04, or at least CMS-03-2, just to and maybe retroactively call GSAT-20 as CMS-03-1. At least call it like that, because it's so confusing. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. And that actually really mind blowing to me. It's so confusing in terms of naming. Might as well just go with that. But I don't know. That's ISRO. That I'm not here to make that decision. But it's confusing. That's all. That's what I'm going to say. It's confusing designation. But otherwise, I don't have any problem. Yeah. So don't go here and just say, "Ooh, but he's talking very, very bad about this." No. This is me just being practical here. I just hope that when you guys hear me say CMS-03, in this context we are talking about GSAT-7R, not this GSAT-20. Okay, please don't be confused for this one. Okay, and yeah, seriously, I have no beef with ISRO. And please, if you're Indian, you're watching this, please don't go attack me. I'm just here stating the facts here. Okay, I'm just stating some facts, what I can find based on information. Okay, so that's it. We good? Okay, we good, you good, I'm good, everyone's good. Okay, we are in the same page here. So anyways, from here, this is the ISRO official YouTube channel here. Okay, and this mission designation is LVM3-M5. Okay, this is for the GSAT-7R, aka CMS-03. Also for this one, just not to be confused, this is for GSAT-7R, not GSAT-720. Not GSAT-20. Ha, my mistake too. Okay, so what else I can say? Maybe, yeah, and also don't worry, even though you see this might a little bit overflowing the screen here, but don't worry, the video itself will actually fit inside this screen box, so don't worry about that, because I'm using okay, how do I even show the theater mode, if I remember? Yeah, I'm using the theater mode here. Okay, so I'm using the keyboard button T here, so you can see this is usual. Okay, this is the normal one, this one is theater mode, so that's why I'm using here, because it's overfill here. Okay, so again, once more, I need to give you a disclaimer. I'm not here to talk anything bad about about ISRO or whatnot. It's just that designation is confusing. Okay, so CMS-03, in this case, we are talking about GSAT-7R, not the GSAT-20, which was launched almost a year ago. So we are in the good term. Okay, so which one? Yeah, my blue sky there. Let me see. How do we start here? Because I would like to talk here and there, but maybe we can go with this page first. Okay, so for this mission, from the ISRO official website, they actually gave the official mission page here. Here, mission page, PAGE, not PATCH. Yeah, because that's how I actually pronounce sometimes. Sometimes not really good short tongue here, but that's fine. Okay, this is what it says. It's going to be 5th operational flight, of course. 5th operational orbital flight. The previous one, yeah, I think up until how many, if I remember correctly. Yeah, up until 3 flights. The first one is the suborbital mission. That one is called LVM3-X, if I remember correctly. That one is the first mission that carries the suborbital capsule. That's also important for the Gaganyaan manned flight mission for the India, of course. They actually test something, and the design itself is not the same as how it looks like. Back then, if I remember, the LVM back then, before even LVM3 was called as LVM3, it's, if I remember correctly, it used to call as the GSLV Mk III, aka GSLV stands for Geosynchronous Launch Vehicle. But because there's also another one that's also called GSLV for the Mk I and Mk II, they decided that they renamed this to LVM3 around which, like, if I remember, around the around the Chandrayaan 2, if I remember correctly. That one is where they actually rebrand the name itself. Okay, and not gonna lie, this rocket is actually pretty good, and I like this because you know why? Let's just say if India actually successfully done their mission for this Gaganyaan manned flight mission, this is basically going to be like the modern spiritual successor to the if you actually ever read the space flight history. Did you know that US actually back then they did this Titan 3M rocket, the manned variant rocket derived from the Titan 3 launch vehicle. I'm not sure which variant, 3D, something like that. Because I'm not going to spread misinformation here. Okay, they actually proposed this idea back in the 70s for the manned orbital laboratory. That one is the military manned mission. Okay, in the 70s, but they just canned that idea. 70s or 60s, and then they canned that idea around 70s plus, something like that. So if that mission actually successful, okay, that one is going to be a spiritual successor, but in reality, and basically as 4K 60 frame, or I don't know, 30 frames per second as much as possible in real life. That's why I'm very hyped for this launch vehicle itself. Okay, and this is how it looks like back in the flight. Okay, this is the LVM3-X mission for the suborbital capsule. You can see the design itself is very different. You can see it's something, at least for the side booster, the nose cone, it's almost akin to the Titan 3/Titan 4 design. And also even the payload frame here on the top, it also looks pretty similar to that design, but they eventually just change it into something more aerodynamically better, something that doesn't looks like too much pointy here. They go with the ogive design, you can see here and there. Yeah, they change it to something much better, and I appreciate it. They actually change it into something better. That's good, and looks like we are fine. Okay, so yeah, That's why I said this rocket's actually cool. This one is the modern Titan 3/4 spiritual successor. That's why I'm very hyped looking at this rocket actually. It's cool. I like this big rocket. And also monstrous SRB. If I remember this one, the side booster, the SRB itself, this one is called, if I remember, S200 SRB. This one is actually the at least in terms of operational solid rocket boosters, right? This one is second operational after the NASA's SLS SRB, you know, that 5-segment solid rocket booster. So this one is technically pretty big, and as you can see, if you see it on the left side, each side of this SRB, okay, let me show you here. If you see here the side of it, this one is the vernier engine. This one designed to actually control the altitude. More like, how do I say? This is more like to control where this launch vehicle can pitch yaw, and yeah, more like on the pitch and yaw side of it. Okay, so this one actually augmented and actually complement both of this SRB. Okay, this SRB, if I remember correctly, it can gimbal up until 8 plus minus 8 degrees. So using the electro-hydraulic system here. Yeah, so it's using some of the fluid from inside, how do I say, maybe inside from this vernier to adjust the nozzle, while also at the same time it's also going to provide the vernier engine here going to provide some control of the pitch and yaw program too. And this one, as you can see, this rocket, it doesn't ignite its cold stage, which you can see these two VCAS rocket engine here. Okay, this one here is also, if I remember, upgraded version from the previous iteration, which the first one actually uses on the second stage of the PSLV, and then later being used for the GSLV Mk I/II, and then later on it's also functioning as the cold stage here. And yeah, overall even better design, as you can see here. And this one here is where the CE-20 rocket engine will house into here. Okay, so it can propel, move forward, and the payload frame here, the OGIF design. Okay, and also I will try go here. Okay, let's see, maybe they will go stream soon. Maybe I'll also go cover here. Okay, let's try go. Okay, so you can see, so for now, oh, okay, nothing, a little bit distracted here, sorry. As you can see, this is the browser mission here. Let me see, is it good? Okay, I think we are good. Let me see. Okay, so this is how it looks like on the brochure. How do I say, the press kit of the launch mission here, the brochure mission here. Okay, so we can see this is the description of the mission, and for this mission also, the LVM3-M5, this one is will be the heaviest mission ever that it will conduct for this specific LVM3-1, the launch vehicle Mk III. You know why? Because if I remember correctly, this LVM3 actually designed only to go to the GTO, the geotransfer orbit. It only designs for 4 metric tons, aka 4,000 kilograms. But in this case, this is a little bit overshoot here, around 4,410 kilograms, aka 4.41 metric tons for this mission. So this one is the heaviest so far. Okay, yeah, this is correct ignition. And you can see this is also labeled as CMS-03. That's why I said it's confusing. but let's go with this all of the weird things aside here. So you can see the stages at a glance. You can see the step-ons as usual. The SRB, there's a two there's a pair of set of S200 here. It does have the length of 26.22 meters here, and diameter here is 3.2 meters. Yeah, pretty good. And the propellant itself, while there's not much details here, it's basically a solid rocket boosters here, which were which the main of it were powered by the HTTP, aka the because there's because the name itself is too long. Okay, looks like we have some life here. Okay, while I'm giving my stuff, I'm going to say here. Okay, so that's a mission counting here. Okay, the minus 30 minutes. Okay, because we are going to have liftoff around T minus 30 minutes here. Okay, so HTTP, because I would like to say the name, but it's too long, so I'm going to pronounce here hydroxyl terminated polybutadiene. How do I even say this properly? But that's basically what HTTP actually likes. Usually, it has some kinds of mixture. If I remember correctly, it has some kind of epoxy. There's also a little bit like, let's say for example, if they want to use a catalyst, using any kind of good metal catalyst, for example, usually typically it would use like aluminum oxide, something like that, or yeah, aluminum oxide. They just throw in there to enhance the burning rate and also for the thrust level itself. And usually when they use epoxy, it can be anything as long that epoxy can be used to bind it together, you know. It's good. And also epoxy also function as the fuel, so in itself it can actually function as primarily both of it. So there's three main ingredients usually being used on the solid rocket propellant here. And for the second stage, yeah, and also the propellant mass usually they will go. Okay, let me open here. Okay, so for the propellant mass, usually we are using the wet mass because usually it would be fully loaded in. It's around 204.5 metric tons each per of this SRB side booster here. Usually, in total, it would be around 409 metric tons here. So that's that. And we are going to talk about the core stage itself, the L110. And as you know, L also stands for liquid. The S200, the S stands for solid. Pretty easy naming, right? And it's good. And you can, and for the length itself, it's slightly lower here. Okay, because of course it takes, because it has to take account of the how do I say here, for the interstage adaptive here. But in this case, it's actually more open here because, of course, it really, if I remember correctly, this one is mostly going to be hot staging. If I remember correctly, it's going to be hot staging for the upper stage for the C25. Okay, the length itself is 21.4 meters, and the diameter itself is 4 meters. Okay, and the propellant itself, it is powered by the liquid propellant. But I promise I will go a little bit deeper here. Okay, for the oxidizer, it actually uses a bit blend of it. The formulation called as the UH25. Okay, and you want to know what is UH25 from my standing here. Okay, UH-25 is basically it composed of 75% unsymmetrical dimethyl hydrazine (UDM hash) and also 25% of a bit mixture of hydrazine, okay, and also or maybe even dinitrogen tetroxide, okay, the N2O4, and also it's also going, and also for the fuel, also with the a little bit of amount of the UH-25, also the fuel itself using the same stuff, the N2O4, dinitrogen tetroxide, okay, and the wet propellant mass itself, the wet mass, basically the total wet mass of this will be 111 115.9 metric tons here. So that's that. And also for the upper stage, the C25, C actually stands for cryogenic, okay, because it's very cold. C25, basically, the length itself here would be 13.5 meters. Diameter is still the same, 4 meters, but the propellant itself, instead of going with storable liquid that can be stored on the room temperature like this UH-25 plus dinitrogen tetroxide, okay, instead it's using fully cryogenic liquid one, basically aka propellant, aka super cold liquid propellant. Yeah, very cold. In fact, it's going to make your refrigerator looks like nothing, looks like nada, okay. It makes it looks like it makes your refrigerator also, and also your freezer looks like no baller, like there's nothing better to say here. But again, we at the end of the day, when we are using refrigerator and also freezer, of course we are not expecting super cold, right? This one is very cold. If I remember correctly, the oxidizer itself is going to be the liquid oxygen, okay, liquid oxygen locks, okay, locks the, okay, looks like they've already started,
M5 CMS-03 मिशन
so looks like they have already started their broadcast here, the ISRO one,
और मेरे
so
साथ है
a bit
सुश्री
good
माधुरी
there.
पी जो इंग्लिश में कमेंट्री प्रस्तुत करेंगी। हम श्रीहरिकोटा के मिशन नियंत्रण
Okay,
कक्ष से वास्तविक
so
समय पर आप तक यह
so the
जानकारी उपलब्ध करा रहे हैं।
liquid
इस मिशन
oxygen will,
में इसरो
the
की
locks
5वीं
will
पीढ़ी
be
के
the
रॉकेट
oxidizer
लॉन्च व्हीकल Mark
for
3
the
का उपयोग करते हुए
C25
अब तक
stages,
के सबसे भारी
the
उपग्रह
21
4410
rocket
किलोग्राम
engine,
के कम्युनिकेशन
and
सैटेलाइट जिसका नाम है
the
CMS-03, इस
and
उपग्रह
also
को
the fuel
170
will be the
किलोमीटर की
liquid
पेलोड
hydrogen
मिलेगी और
LH2, okay,
29,970 किलोमीटर की
and for
प्रपूर्ण
the
कक्षा
liquid
में
oxygen usually it's around
31.4 डिग्री के झुकाव के
negative
साथ स्थापित किया जाएगा।
189
LVM3
degrees
प्रमोचक
Celsius,
यान
while the
पूर्णतः
liquid
सज्ज है इस मिशन को पूरा
hydrogen
करने के लिए।
usually it's around
LVM3
that.
प्रमोचन
That's good
यान
because I'm going to fact check a little bit.
श्रीहरिकोटा के द्वितीय प्रमोचन मंच से
Okay,
भारतीय मानक समय अनुसार
let me
शाम
fact check a little bit
5:26
because
पर प्रमोचन किया जाएगा।
I'm not going to butcher out everything else.
Namaskar, good evening viewers. You are watching the launch event of ISRO's largest rocket, the LVM3-M5
Okay, usually around
CMS-03 mission.
negative
And up next, we bring to you the
183 degrees
integrated
Celsius
video
boiling
of
points,
this mission.
just so it still can preserve itself as the liquid, of course. But also, if it try, but also because
Visuals from the
but
solid
also
stage assembly building.
technically
This is
for the,
where the S200
yeah, so you can
motors
see
are
this is the
assembled to the
visual,
nozzle. The
okay,
S200 motor comprises of 3 segments connected by tongue and groove joint.
alright,
When
so
this is the head-end segment being hoisted
okay,
to be placed
uh,
on the middle segment.
so usually for the liquid hydrogen, in this case, it really needs to be cooled down to negative 250, around negative 253 degrees Celsius.
This is the
Very
second
cold.
motor.
In fact, so cold.
There are 2
In
motors
fact, if I
of
remember
S200
correctly,
in an LVM3
the
rocket. When
the liquid
when both
the,
the S200
the
motors
liquid
are
hydrogen
stable,
is actually
they are
technically more
dedicated towers
more denser than
They
the
are placed on the
liquid,
mobile launch
than
pedestal thereafter.
the room temperature hydrogen. But however,
The hosting of
even
individual
if you can
S200
cool
motors
this
you are able
down,
to see.
it's not really it's not really super dense compared to even,
This
let's
is
say,
the
like
strap-on
liquid
nose cone,
oxygen or maybe liquid methane.
which houses the
So that's
electronics
why
and controls the aerodynamic shaping.
usually for rocket staging, liquid if they want to use the liquid hydrogen as the fuel,
With the
usually they will
S200
use this
motors having
mostly on the
assembled the
second
L110
as the
core
second
stage,
stage or
which
maybe
is
the upper stage side,
21.4
because
meters long, is assembled,
you
and
want to know
then
something,
it is
liquid hydrogen is actually much more
the SSEV. After
in
that,
terms of
the
thrust,
partially
actually much more efficient
single
and
launch
better
vehicle is moved to the
as the
VAV. You are
upper
watching
stage
cryostation.
in terms of
अभी अभी आप सभी दर्शकों ने देखा
small
दो
stages there
S200
compared to, let's say, you want
boosters
to use
और उनके बीच में
these
L110
very
चरण है
big
जो कि तरल नोदक वाला चरण
big
है,
stages there,
लिक्विड स्टेज,
okay,
और
and
यह
especially because
क्रायोजेनिक स्टेज
we
है
are also
जिसे
going to
हम
go here and fight.
CS-25 कहते हैं.
Basically, we are just like not in sort of
क्रायोजेनिक
we are
इंजन
actually
का उपयोग
fighting
करता है यह चरण,
the
और इसे भी
the
L110 के बूस्टर में
gravity
समायोजित किया
downforce
जा रहा है.
that causes every object to just fall down back to Earth. So that's why,
इक्विपमेंट बे
and
और इसके ऊपर में
and we don't have to look much
हमारा एनकैप्सुलेटेड
further.
एसेंबली
Okay,
है.
we can
यह
just
उपग्रह
look
को
at the Delta
पूरी तरह
4
संरक्षित रखा हुआ है.
rocket and also Delta
इस
4 Heavy.
एनकैप्सुलेटेड
If you want to
एसेंबली
see
को
what happens when you
VAB
fill
लाकर
in every
इसे यान में
stages
समायोजित किया जाएगा.
with liquid hydrogen as your fuel.
यह व्हीकल असेंबली
Okay,
बिल्डिंग में
that's
लेने की
basically
मदद
how
से
big is it. Very
इसे
big.
उठाकर
Here you can see, very big.
L110 के ऊपर में क्रायो स्टेज
In
चरण के
fact,
ऊपर में
there is
समायोजित
actually
किया
comparison
जाएगा.
how
The
big is
satellite
it. If I
CMS-03 will
remember,
be
it's
brought
a
as an
let's
encapsulated
look at
assembly,
the
and
Delta
now this is the fully assembled LVM3-M5.
rocket family series. Yeah, it
पूर्ण
now it
समायोजित हो
is
जाने
now
पर तथा
retired
परीक्षण हो
and
जाने
basically
पर
become
इस
was. That this
यान
is
को
basically what
व्हीकल
happened.
असेंबली
You can
बिल्डिंग
see
से उम्बिलिकल टावर
from this
तक मोबाइल
pretty
लॉन्च पेडेस्टल पर
small
लाया जा रहा है.
small
यह दूरी
Delta 2
लगभग
and also Delta
930
3 rocket
मीटर है.
here. Yeah, Delta 3 is
180 फीट
basically the
में
ill-fated version of
सुरक्षित
Delta
तथा
2.
गुणवत्ता का ध्यान
Basically
रखते
some
हुए सभी कार्य किए
upgrade,
जा रहे हैं.
but what happened is that Delta 3 doesn't have good
The second launch
reliability, so
pad is based on integrate, transfer, and launch.
US
The
basically
rocket
already
is now
cancelled this
being brought to the
Delta 3 and
umbilical
still
tower of the
continue
second
using
launch pad.
Delta 2 until it's finally until Delta 4 finally ready.
आगे की
And you can see
गतिविधियां
this is what
उम्बिलिकल टावर
happened
से पूरी
when
की
you
जाती हैं,
pull everything else
जैसे
using
कि संचार जांच,
liquid hydrogen as
उपग्रह
your
और तंत्रों
fuel.
की
Yes,
स्वास्थ्य जांच
actually
आदि
all stages
यूटी से सुदूर
here,
स्थान
maybe
तक संचालित
exception
की जाती है.
to the Parker Solar Probe launch, which actually packs the upper stage of the PAM solid rocket booster there, something like that. Yeah. Okay. PAM actually stands for Payload Assist Module. Actually, if I remember, Aerojet actually manufactured that. Okay, this is what happened. Pretty bigger, big. This Delta 4, even the heaviest one, the Delta 4 Heavy, even if you can see the
अभी
Delta
हमें
4
दिखेगा
Medium here, much
यान निदेशक
we can say
यान
it's like
निदेशक कमांड
tens of percents much more
कमांड निदेशक और नीति
bigger
निदेशक ने
in
अपने तत्काल
size,
सूचना मिशन
in
निदेशक
length,
को दी.
in diameter in comparison to the
तत्पश्चात
previous
मिशन
one here,
निदेशक ने इस
which
समुच्चय के
then
लिए अपना
still
अनुमोदन
have
दे
the
दिया.
super refined kerosene, the
We are getting
RP-1
ready
rocket
for the
propellant one as the fuel.
LVM3-M5
Okay,
CMS-03 launch.
so that's basically
We are
what
just
happens. It
17 and a
makes
half minutes
rocket
away
super
from the
big.
launch.
And also in
I am
terms of
Madhuri giving the commentary in English. With me is the
with the operation,
co-commentator Devika
it's
Swankar,
going to
who
be
will
very
be giving the
costly.
commentary in
Okay,
Hindi.
so
Let us
that's that.
witness the momentous occasion of the heaviest satellite of
Okay,
ISRO
so I guess
launched by its
we
drone
can
launch vehicle
go
on its fifth
again.
operational mission.
No, not yet.
The launch is scheduled to
Okay,
be the
not yet.
2nd of
So
November
let's go
2025 at
again.
17:26 hours Indian Standard Time from the second
Okay,
launch pad
so
of
let's see.
Satish Dhawan Space
From this
Center,
launch
Shar,
brochure, the
Sriharikota,
transcript one,
located in the southern
okay,
state of Andhra
we can
Pradesh,
see
India.
the launch
We
vehicle
are bringing the
characteristic
live
at this point.
commentary from MCC
The
and
height itself
SDSC
of this
Shar.
launch vehicle is 43.5
The
meters,
objective of the mission
and
is to
usually
release
on the liftoff,
CMS-03,
the
a
mass itself is
communication satellite
642
weighing
metric tons here.
4,210
Okay,
kilograms into
and for the
170
mission
kilometers by
specification, okay,
25,970
for the
kilometers
geo,
elliptical
geosynchronous transfer orbit here,
with an
the
inclination
apogee, the
of
highest
21.4 degrees.
orbital
Since it's a
altitude
GTO mission,
it can
the
go
launch
is
will take
around
place on
29
eastward trajectory.
almost 30,000 kilometers of altitude there, 20, or specifically 29,970
In a concert of all
kilometers,
time-bound
plus minus
activities
around
that culminate towards the
2,700
launch,
kilometers.
the
Okay,
various systems of the launch
and for the
vehicle,
perigee
satellite
itself,
tracking and the
the
range,
lowest point
terrain,
of
all
the orbit
respects.
will be
Based on the
170
confirmation of readiness of all
kilometers
crucial
with
elements,
plus minus
the
of
mission
a
director
deviation of 3.5
authorizes the
kilometers.
commencement of
And
automatic
usually,
launch sequence,
the inclination for this
which is
mission will be
initiated at 14
21.4
minutes 30
degrees,
seconds
plus
ahead
minus
of the
around
launch.
0.1 degrees. Okay, so this one I will update later from to the description. Okay, and argument of perigee, I'm not going to pretend to know this, but this for your information, it's going to be 178 degrees with plus minus a deviation of 0.3 degrees. Okay, and as you can see, there's Indian Navy
Automatic launch sequence
um,
initiated for LVM3-M5
personnel here
GSLV mission.
are here right now to witness this launch, as this launch itself can be considered as the military satellite, the Navy satellites here for the usage.
सीक्वेंस शुरू हो चुका है.
Okay, right now almost T minus
Launch sequence
15
comprises
minutes
of a
here.
capsule of very essential
Okay,
features
and for the launch
for the rocket.
azimuth, it will be
Subject to
107
satisfactory
degrees. So
confirmation, the
that's
onboard
the
computer
mission
is set to
specification you
fly
need to know.
from very close to the launch.
And for the flat profile, we're going to see the events for the S200
की उल्टी गिनती
mission,
24
both
पूर्व
pairs set
प्रारंभ हो
of
चुकी
it.
है.
Of course, it's going to be
से 14
T minus
मिनट
0,
50 सेकंड की
0
दूरी
seconds,
पर है.
okay?
काउंटडाउन
And the
सीक्वेंस
altitude
जारी
it
है
says
और
here
इस दौरान
around
यान को पावर ऑन कर सभी तंत्रों पर स्वास्थ्य
0.024
जांच पूरी
kilometers,
की जा चुकी है.
which
तरल
will
नोदक का भराव
translate
स्थिति प्राप्त
around
कर तरल नोदक का भराव
which will
सुनिश्चित किया
translate
गया.
around 24 meters above the
S200
sea
मोटर
level.
नोजल
And
फ्लेक्सिंग
it
के
says
लिए
here
हाइड्रोलिक
initial
सिस्टम को तैयार किया
velocity
गया.
will goes up until
क्रायोजेनिक सिस्टम को तैयार कर क्रायो ईंधन
0,
का भराव सुनिश्चित कर लिया गया है.
0.452
हवा की
kilometers per
गति,
second.
मौसम का पूर्वानुमान,
And the L110
ऐसी सभी
ignition, which
चीजें
will
जो
be the
प्रमोचन
ignition of
के लिए
the
आवश्यक हैं, उन सबको
of
सुनिश्चित कर
the
लिया
core
गया है.
stage, it will be
सभी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक
around
तंत्रों की जांच पूर्ण हो
106.94
चुकी है
seconds,
और यह सभी
almost
कार्य
107
संतोषजनक
seconds,
तरीके से पूर्ण किए जा
around
रहे हैं.
1 minute
इसी
and
वजह से काउंटडाउन अबाध रूप
let,
से जारी है.
let,
अब
let me
ऑटोमेटिक
try
लॉन्च
it.
सीक्वेंस शुरू हो
1
चुका है.
minute and
इस दौरान कुछ
46,
आवश्यक जांच की
46,
जाएंगी.
47 seconds into
सभी
flight.
फायरिंग लाइंस
Okay,
को आर्म मोड में डाला
and
गया.
altitude while
कुछ ही क्षणों में
ignition will be around 41.468
प्रथम चरण का
kilometers
प्रज्वलन.
or around 41.47
The countdown for
or maybe even
LVM3-M5
41.5
CMS-03 mission
kilometers
has been
like that, plus
24
minus.
hours long.
And
It had
for the
commenced
initial
on 1st of
velocities, it will
November,
target
that is
for
yesterday,
up until
at 1726 hours
1.717
IST.
kilometers per second.
Vehicle and satellite
And
systems
after that,
have been checked out.
the
The stage tanks have been
a pair
serviced
sets
with
of
propellants.
S200
The Earth's
separation
liquid
would be
propellants have been
no
serviced
longer after that,
until
would be
commencement
around
of countdown,
how
while
do
the
I say,
cryogenic
25,
propellants have been
around
serviced only a few hours
24
ago.
seconds after the
The command system gas bottles have
L110
been charged to
ignitions, which
requisite
will be
pressure,
around
and the range radars are gearing up for
131.14
action.
seconds,
Final phase of weather
around 2
updates
minutes
and day
and
of launch wind
2
biasing
minutes and
program is uploaded to the
11.14
launch
seconds.
vehicle.
Altitude of
We
the
are 13
separation would be
minutes
around
away from the launch.
62.334 kilometers, around 62.34 or maybe
यानी लॉन्च
62.3
व्हीकल
kilometers
मार्क 3
of altitude,
मिशन 5.
and at a time initial velocity will be around 2.005 kilometers per second or around 2 kilometers per second when that actually happens.
द्वितीय
Okay,
प्रमोचन मंच
and
स्थापित करेगा.
also
इसके 107
pellet frame
सेकंड के
separation
पश्चात
here,
L110
it will
चरण
occur around
प्रज्वलित किया जाएगा. इस दौरान यान
198.86
41.4 किलोमीटर की
seconds into
सापेक्ष
the
गति
flight. It will be around, if I try to
1.34
convert
किलोमीटर
this,
प्रति
this
सेकंड
is
की
around
सापेक्ष गति पर होगा
2 minutes.
और लगभग 24
No,
सेकंड
it's
तक
not 2
दोनों
minutes, it's
S200
3
बूस्टर
minutes
तथा
and
L110 चरण साथ में प्रज्वलित रहकर यान को
3 minutes
62 किलोमीटर की
and
ऊंचाई तथा
18.86
1.61 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड की सापेक्ष गति पर ले इसके
yeah,
पश्चात
it's 3
S200
minutes and
बूस्टर कुल 131 सेकंड का कार्यकाल समाप्त कर यान से पृथक कर दिया
18.8
जाएगा.
seconds, okay,
यान
with the
द्वितीय
altitude of
यान के द्वितीय चरण
frame
L110
separation of
कार्यरत रहेंगे और अपने 200
110.396
सेकंड के
or maybe
कार्यकाल
around,
के
or
पूरा करने के
just to
पश्चात
round
इसे भी
it
यान से
out
पृथक कर
nicely
दिया
would be
जाएगा.
110.
इस दौरान यान क्लोज लूप
of
गाइडेंस के
altitude,
अंतर्गत होगा
and
और जैसे
initial
ही यान
velocity at that
घने
time,
वातावरण से निकलेगा
around that
इसमें
time
लगे
would be
ऊष्मा कवच
2.62
जो कि अंतरिक्ष
kilometers per
यान को
second.
घने वातावरण में कर्षण
So
से
that's that.
बचाते हैं
And
उन्हें
the
यान से पृथक कर दिया
L110
जाएगा.
separation after that would be around
L110 चरण के पूर्ण होते ही लगभग 4 सेकंड
304.7 seconds
पश्चात यान
which
के तृतीय चरण
let's say if we
और
try to
अंतिम
convert
चरण क्रायोजेनिक स्टेज
okay
का प्रज्वलन शुरू
because I'm
होगा।
struggling
यह
a bit
लगभग
a bit to
644
calculate this
सेकंड तक प्रज्वलित रहकर
240
यान को
240
कुल 175 किलोमीटर
okay
की ऊंचाई तथा
240
9.76 किलोमीटर प्रति
okay
सेकंड की
around
सापेक्ष गति
5
प्रदान
minutes
करेगा।
should be
यह वह
around
स्थिति होगी जब
5
अंतरिक्ष यान
5
को
minutes and
CMS-03 अंतरिक्ष
4.7
यान को
seconds
पृथक
into the
कर
flight
निर्दिष्ट कक्षा में
okay
स्थापित किया जाएगा।
with the altitude around that
अब
110
आपके
separation
दर्शकों
around
के सामने प्रस्तुत है इस मिशन का कट
166.92
लेजर वीडियो।
or run off nicely would be around 167 kilometers of altitude, and the initial velocity itself would be 4.607 kilometers per second. But the the C-25 ignition stages, aka the CE-20 rocket engine ignition, will occur at approximately almost 3 seconds, around 307.10 seconds, around 5.7. Oh no no, 5 minutes and 7.1 seconds. Okay, and the altitude will be 168.258 kilometers of altitude, around should nicely rounded to 168.26 kilometers. Okay, and the initial velocity at the time of the ignition would be around 4.604 kilometers per second. So they lose a little bit of 0.003 kilometers per second, but that's normal, and that's still good. And the inertial velocity around the time of the C-25 shutdown would be okay, let's slowly a bit. Okay, the C-25 shutdown shut off letters would be 950.94 seconds. Okay, I don't know if I could even go and convert more of these numbers. Then okay, 10 minutes, and then after that, okay, 10 seconds, 15. Okay, should be around almost 16 minutes, around 15.50. Okay, around 15 minutes and 50.94 seconds, which the altitude occurs would be around 175.263 kilometers of altitude. Okay, and at that time, initial velocities would be around 10.114 kilometers per second. But yeah, around this time, maybe you see why do you even see? But you might need to know why the velocities actually spike a little bit higher, more than typical usual, like 7.8 or maybe 7.9 kilometers per second. Because you need to know this one actually targeting itself on the way to the geostationary orbit, aka we call this transition orbit as the GTO, the geotransfer orbit, of course. So that's why these velocities are needed, because otherwise how it will go to the geostationary transfer orbit, let alone even going to the geostationary Earth orbit. Okay, how do you even go with the GEO, right? Because of course you are going to circling around plus minus the same 24 hours as the Earth also, and then after that the CMS-03 separation will occur around 965.94 seconds, which occurs 15 seconds later, or we can convert this is around 16 minutes and yeah, around 16 minutes and 5.94 seconds. So the altitude separation at the time would be 179.812 kilometers of altitude, or just round it nicely, it will be around 180 kilometers of altitude of that separation when it occurs, and the inertial velocity
0.3
would be
kilometers.
around
Closed loop
10.15
guidance is initiated 10
kilometers per
seconds
second.
after
So it
test of
has slight boost
acceleration.
here around
At an altitude of 110
0.006
kilometers, this is the Earth's
kilometers per
atmosphere
second
is no
since the
longer
shut off,
present. The
the
payload fairing is
shutdown. Oh,
separated and jettisoned.
nice. Looks like
Burn
we
time for L110 stage for the present
okay.
mission is 197.8 seconds. At 5 minutes into the flight, the staging event takes place to separate the L110 from the ongoing launch vehicle. The cryogenic stage C-25
Oh, all right.
stage of
So
LVM3
nice. You can see there.
continues to operate for 643.8
Yeah, so you can see it's
seconds.
very nice. It's already there.
1 kilometers per second.
That's pretty helpful.
The
Thank you.
C-25 ignition
Thank you, ISRO.
increases
That's
to
pretty helpful.
9.7 kilometers per second during the cryo
Okay.
stage operation.
So this is how it
While
looks
the
like
launch
there.
vehicle climbs from 168 kilometers to 175 kilometers, that is 7 kilometers in altitude.
Yeah, all right. So,
The mission has been adapted to carry the heaviest satellite so far,
okay.
CMS-03,
So we can continue again.
4,400.
This is how it looks like for the flight profile. You can see. This is the
The
S200
launch vehicle
ignition,
orients to
the
obtain the correct
L110
altitude
ignition,
after the cryogenic stage
on the
shutdown.
core stage, and after that,
Satellite is
the
injected into the orbit.
pair set of S200 will be separated. You can see here, and then payload fairing separation,
दर्शक दीर्घावधि उपस्थित
and then L110 separation, and then C25 stage ignition, C20, and the L110 stages. Of course, it's using a pair.
सभी बहुत उत्साहित इस प्रमोशन के लिए
It uses two Vikas rocket engine
दोनों
here.
एस्ट्रो
Okay.
स्टेपॉन
And the
बूस्टर्स प्रज्वलित
and the
होंगे
C25 ignition,
ओपन करता
and
हुआ यह आकाश की ओर
shut
जाएगा
down, shut off
बहुत ही
in
रोमांचक
this
दृश्य
case.
होता है
And
यह
after that, it will be a spacecraft separation, the CMS-03 spacecraft separation, of course. That's how the
सभी
flight
का
profile looks
उत्साह
like.
बहुत ही
A little bit
चरम
crazy
पर
there. But this one here,
उड़ान से
about this
4
flight,
मिनट
this
30
is
सेकंड्स
pretty
की
normal.
दूरी पर
You know why it's normal? Because, you know, orbital, this is like the orbital mechanic effect law. So basically, they try to take advantage of that orbital one by
वर्तमान मिशन
instead
में
of
यह
just like going
LVM3 की 5वीं परिचालन उड़ान
instead of
है
that they just
जिसमें
going straight
CMS-03 नामक संचार उपग्रह का प्रमोशन किया जा रहा है
vertically to
CMS-03 एक
or if I remember
बहु स्पेक्ट्रम संचार उपग्रह है
horizontally
जो
to
भारतीय भूभाग
straight
सहित
there, it will just go
विस्तृत
slightly
समुद्री
a little
क्षेत्र
bit
में भी अपनी
deeper,
सेवाएं प्रदान करेगा
deep going
लगभग
down because
4,410 किलोग्राम वाला
because they want to
CMS-03 उपग्रह भारतीय
take
धरा से
advantage of the
भूसमकालिक
because
नियंत्रण
they
कक्षा में
because it can be used
स्थापित
as a
किया
way to
जाएगा
take advantage of the altitude
Geosynchronous
altitude and
fast-forward
also
rocket
the
में पहुंचने के
orbital
पश्चात
velocity
अपोजिंग
one.
मोटर
So
को
that's
फायर
why it
करके
uses
इसे
there,
उचित
and after that it will
कक्षांतरण
be
किया
up
जाएगा
to there, and that's it.
और कुछ समय
And
पश्चात
then shut
यह
down, spacecraft
जियोसिंक्रोनस
separation,
ऑर्बिट
and
पर
the
पहुंच
mission
जाएगा
successful.
जहां
So
पर
that's how
जहां से
it
वह
looks like.
निरंतर
And
संचार
again,
सेवाएं
this
प्रदान
is how
कर
it looks
सकता
like here. All the images here,
3 minutes,
and
10
if I'm
seconds from the launch.
and I need to tell you, for this one,
The LVM3
both
launch
of the
vehicle of ISRO stands
pair set of the
43.5
S200
meters tall
solid
and
rocket
weighs
booster side booster
642
here,
tons at liftoff.
it actually uses merging
Designed with
steel.
improved
Basically,
reliability, operability, and
we can say it's
redundancy
like
management.
it's basically like an alloyed steel version there.
Twin
Okay,
S200 motors
and while
of 25 meters
while for
length
the
and 205 tons of
while for the L110
HTPV-based
or
solid propellants
yeah or the
forms the first stage.
C25 stages,
Each
it
motor
uses something else.
develops a
I
peak
can
vacuum
try
thrust
show you
of
here. Oh no, oh no,
5,952 kilonewtons.
oops.
The action seconds with an operated thrust of 1,600 kilonewtons.
Okay,
cumulatively.
never mind. We
It is
will adjust the
21.2
minus 2
meters
minutes.
long. The third
Okay.
stage is called C25.
Okay, and then the
It has
rest of the
28.6
second
tons of cryogenic
of the
propellant loaded
L110 and
of
also
liquid
C25
hydrogen and liquid
stages,
oxygen.
it's using aluminum alloy,
Operating on
of
a
course.
gas generator cycle, the
And for the margin steel, or why they use it specifically for the SRB, because it needs to be super strong against the cross against the huge cross and shock from the S200 boost solid rocket boosters there. So that's why it's very important there. Oh, and thank goodness it looks like we are back in. So looks like we can go here and let's watch here.
so that a denser medium of water prevails around the rocket for the acoustics to travel through. This is how the acoustic levels are mitigated. I urge the viewers to watch for it. And
Okay, so looks like it. Okay, and okay, T-minus 1 minute. Okay,
8 seconds.
and here is the official visual we can see from the ISRO official here. We are looking at the from the Sriharikota, aka the Satish Dhawan Space Center here, also formerly known as the Sriharikota range, but for simplicity reason, we are going to call this as the sdsc shar, or either of these two, but we are mentioning the same thing. And this one is the second launch pad, the SLP here. Just not really that far away would be the first launch pad for this mission. And we can go T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, ignition of the pair set of S200 SRB. We have ignition and liftoff from the second launch pad. We have liftoff. Liftoff from the LVM3-M5 mission carrying the GSAT-7R, aka known as the confusingly known as the CMS-03, not to be confused with the GSAT-20/GSAT-N2. So this is the GSAT-7R mission. So we can go, and it looks pretty magnificent and beautiful. And by now it should be already break the sound barrier. Mach 1 should be max Q.
CMS-03 mission.
A clear Sriharikota sky and the
Okay, should be by now.
thrill and
Should be max Q.
satisfaction together at the countenance of the witnessing ISRO scientists.
All right. Okay, even though we don't have 100% confirmation whether or not it's already
दोनों स्टेपॉन बूस्टर्स
already
बूस्टर्स
reaches
सामान्य
the
निष्पादन करते हुए
max Q,
उद्देश्य कक्षा की
the
ओर बढ़
maximum
रहे हैं।
aerodynamic pressure that's really fully exert on the launch vehicle, but we assume it's already done its max Q by now,
The
and
shar is
already
tracking
break the sound
station
barrier,
to
the
track
Mach 1.
trajectory.
First stage performance normal.
Okay, and get ready for
प्रथम चरण
the
का कुल कार्यकाल
and
126
we
सेकंड
are
का
getting
होगा।
ready for the L110
तत्पश्चात
stages
बूस्टर शांत हो
ignition that
जाएंगे
will
और उन्हें
ignite
यान से
the
पृथक कर दिया जाएगा।
both of the VCAS rocket engine there. Okay, we're going to see pretty soon taper off. Okay, should be taper off right now.
इस कड़ी में अगला चरण L110
And get ready. All right, and L110 core stage ignition. This is now the second stage.
शुरू हो चुका है।
It's already done. The
We have
SRB
confirmation from the
side booster
range
already
operations
done its
director
job.
that
Okay, and the
L110
chart
has
itself
commenced
looks pretty
its
good.
operation.
Slight underperformance, but otherwise still normal and nominal.
Vikas engines together
And get
generate
ready for the
600
S200
thrust
per set.
and is highly
Okay, separation.
Motor separated.
Alright then, S200 SRB
ऑपरेशन निदेशक ने
per set has already been separated.
100 बूस्टर्स को यान से पृथक कर दिया गया है।
Alright, and closed loop guidance has already initiated here. Basically, what closed loop actually really means is that the rocket itself can now do its own adjustment based on the data that it gathered across all of the sensors of the launch vehicle itself, of the rocket itself. So that's that. And looks like here we are almost ready for the primary separation here. And good thing is that we also looks like we have a little bit updated trajectory and also downrange map here. So thank goodness this is actually better than the last one. The last time it does show, and altitude should be around 105 kilometers. Should be set payload framing separation should be occurred. Okay, and already occurred. We have separation of the payload fairing. And I need to forget to mention you, if you see a little bit like a checkered box inside the payload fairing, that one is actually like the aluminium. It's basically like a specialized aluminum foil that foil there, designed to absorb all of the acoustic launch
The
of
input fairing
acoustic
has been
happens
completed
while
as
it's
the
still
rocket has cleared the dense
in the
atmosphere. There's
atmosphere,
no
and
need
also
anymore to
while
give aerodynamic shape to the rocket or
and
to
also
safeguard the satellite
while
against
while it's
aerodynamic
still
heating.
undergoing for the heating stuff, atmospheric heating, and also up until it can confirm it's already in space. So basically that's that. And here we go. We can see this is the CMS-03, aka for this flight this is GSAT-7R, not to be confused with the with a year prior of the GSAT-20 slash GSAT-M2, not to be confused with that. Okay, so
L110
this
स्टेज
is
वर्तमान
good
में
so far,
प्रज्वलनरत है सामान्य निष्पादन करता हुआ
and
द्वितीय चरण LVM3
it's
रॉकेट
still
का
going as usual.
चरणों में हम देखेंगे
Okay, this modernized Titan 3 slash Titan 4, the
L110 स्टेज अपना कार्यकाल समाप्त
3
कर शांत हो
launch
जाएगा
vehicle Mark 3
इसके
is still going,
पश्चात
upgoing right now.
क्रायो स्टेज का प्रज्वलन शुरू होगा
Cryo stage ignition authorized.
Okay, looks like there's
While the
authorization
L110
to
stage is
finally
still
ignite
operating, the
the
cryo stage ignition has been
C-25,
authorized.
aka the
For the presentation,
CE-20
L110 stage is
cryogenic
scheduled
rocket
to
engine there, and looks like
orbit for
L110 engine
shutdown
97.8
of the
seconds.
L110 stages
And
of the
here we
precursor
have
engine.
confirmation
Okay,
of the staging event.
and pre-start
Cryo
of the
ignition confirmed.
pre-start of the
Now the third
CE-20,
stage
and
of
already
LVM3, the
ignition of the
cryogenic stage has commenced
CE-20
its operation.
rocket engine there, cryogenic. This one is pretty good.
दर्शकों में उल्लास
It
देखा जा
really
सकता है
is
दर्शक ही नहीं यहाँ के
a good.
वैज्ञानिक ज्वलन देखकर
Let's
बहुत
hope
ही
that
उत्साहित हैं
ISRO has
सफलतापूर्वक
finally
प्रज्वलित कर दिया
actually
गया
got
है
their lesson from the previous upset there.
A jubilant scene here at the
From the
Mission
previous,
Control
if
Center
I
at
remember, I
Sriharikota and
previously
also
actually
among the
streamed the
visitors
PSLV.
gallery.
Okay,
The cryo stage has
PSLV.
commenced its operation
If I
and
remember, that one is
it's continuing to operate.
EOS-9. Unfortunately,
Cryo stage
0.6
performance normal.
tons of
but
cumulative
otherwise it
carbon
should be
coating of
good,
liquid hydrogen and
and
liquid
looks
oxygen.
like it.
The engine develops
You can see
200 kilonewton.
cheering audience, and also cheering ISRO employees looking at the launch vehicle itself, and hope for the best.
अपेक्षित पथ
Okay,
का पूर्णतः अनुकरण करता हुआ उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर जा रहा है
okay,
LVM3 रॉकेट के ऊपरी चरण को हम क्रायोजेनिक अपर स्टेज कहते हैं क्योंकि इसमें क्रायोजेनिक ईंधन लिक्विड हाइड्रोजन और लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन का प्रयोग किया जाता है इस इंजन में गैस टरबाइन की मदद से लगभग 200 किलोन्यूटन का सामान्य प्रणोद उत्पन्न होता है इस चरण का कार्यकाल लगभग 644 सेकंड का होगा इस चरण
okay.
का
Looks
व्यास
like the
4
flight is
मीटर तथा
good.
ऊंचाई 13.5 मीटर की होती है इस चरण में दिशा निर्धारण के लिए इंजन जिम्बल कंट्रोल और रिएक्शन कंट्रोल सिस्टम्स का प्रयोग किया जाता है कुल
Okay.
2.5
Looks
टन
like
क्रायो ईंधन का
looks like
इस्तेमाल
maybe I
इस
can
satellite
adjust a
चरण में
little bit.
किया जा रहा है
That's no wonder why it looks a little bit cropped
क्रायो
off
चरण
there.
सबसे जटिल इंजन होता है क्योंकि क्रायो ईंधन जैसे
Okay.
लिक्विड हाइड्रोजन का
Cryo
बॉइलिंग
stage
पॉइंट
performance normal.
-253 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड
Okay.
और लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन का बॉइलिंग
Looks like it's good.
पॉइंट
Should be
-183
good.
डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड होता है
All right.
इस तापमान में ईंधन को तरल बनाए रखना
Yeah, should be good.
तथा इसका कार्यान्वयन
The configuration
करना
is
सबसे
good.
जटिल
All
होता
right.
है लेकिन भारत अब
Ah,
पूरी तरह
look-
स्वायत्तता प्राप्त
look
कर
at
चुका
that.
है और इस चरण को इसरो नोदन कॉम्प्लेक्स
Now it's properly fill in.
किया गया है
Okay, there's no more crop there. But overall, the launch is really, really good. Yeah.
यह प्रमोचन
Okay, see that? That's actually better
जैसा
this
है।
time. No problem here. You can see the altitude is really good,
पोर्ट ब्लेयर
longitude is good,
ग्राउंड
and also the
स्टेशन के
velocity right now is
उपलब्ध करा रहे हैं
4.8 kilometers per second, and we shall see satellite separation sooner. Okay, maybe I should pull in my way. Oh no, I should show there, but it's fine. It's fine. We're going to see soon.
The satellite for this mission is CMS-03, which is a communication satellite
Okay, it's now
operating on multiple bands.
5 kilometers per second
Designed
with
to
the
provide
altitude of
services over a
213
wide
kilometers.
oceanic region, including the Indian landmass, to enable constant visibility of a satellite towards a
Whoa.
particular region.
And so far it looks pretty
The
good.
period of revolution of satellite
Okay,
in orbit
so
should be same as the period of rotation
okay,
of
the
Earth on its own
C-25
axis.
stage will be
This
cut off
practically can be
around
achieved if the satellite
plus
is placed at a slot
950
at 96,000
seconds.
kilometers above
Okay,
the equator.
let me see. Okay, so you can see the satellite separation is a little bit up there, and looks like the
planned series of
uh,
steps.
ground station,
LVM3-M5
two ground station,
orbit is
channel 1 and
expected to
channel 2,
place
and also the INS,
CMS-03
the
satellite at an
initial
altitude of 180 kilometers
system
with
there,
an
or if I
inertial
remember,
velocity of
IRNSS,
10.15 kilometers
Indian
per second.
navigational system there.
This orbit
Okay,
will have a perigee at
that
170 kilometers,
that one looks
which
like
is the
tracking
shortest
the rocket
distance
so
of
far,
the satellite from Earth,
and it looks pretty
and an
good.
apogee
Okay,
of 29,970 kilometers. That is the farthest it will be in the initial
all right.
orbit, which is a temporarily stable orbit.
Okay, looks like it's still pretty good.
The thrusters of the satellite
Okay,
are
it will be
5
expected
propellant firing
cut off around
at a precise angle so that the
950.9
opposite
seconds,
is at
aka around
26,000.
sorry,
600
excuse me. Okay, around
The
15
next phase is the
minutes and
circularization of the orbit through a series of fine
50.9
tube burns
seconds.
at apogee.
And looking pretty good. You can see
That
the
is how the
students here
satellite's
are
velocity
pretty
and
happy.
trajectory are
The audience
adjusted
here is
and
also
the
really
satellite
looks
is
good so
placed at
far.
a precise
But
geostationary
do
orbit.
we have camera on
The
board?
designated
Unfortunately,
orbital
not for
slot
this slide.
determines the launch mission.
But it's pretty good.
Maintaining a
I
satellite
do
in
hope that
geostationary
ISRO
orbit,
will properly
ensuring
consider
effectiveness and connectivity
for
is
the
quite a task in
good
itself.
rocket cam here, because of
Gravitational
course not only it's also good
celestial bodies
for us to
and space
look
weather
real
are
time,
common
but
causes
also
of disturbance
for
of
the
the
engineering
satellite
purposes here,
position from its
just to
orbit.
evaluate if the launch
A
vehicle stuff
process known as
actually
station
done pretty
keeping
good
involves
or not,
firing the thrusters
and
to
whatnot.
counteract these forces.
And looks like it.
Presently, the cryogenic stage is operational
All right.
and the performance is normal.
Okay, looks like performance still nominal.
LVM3 भारतीय प्रमोचक यानों की श्रेणी
Okay.
में 5वीं पीढ़ी का
And so
प्रमोचक
far,
यान है जिसकी
why
क्षमता
they
8000
why they're pointing too much on the
उपग्रह को
audience?
निम्न
I really
कक्षा में
need
ले
to
जाने के
look at
लिए
the chart. Just give me the chart.
LVM3
Good
के पिछले
old
मिशन
chart. That's what all
LVM3-M4
space
में
nerds,
भारत के
space
गौरवशाली
enthusiasts, and
चंद्रयान 3 का
even
प्रक्षेपण
space
14 जुलाई
professional want to see.
2023 को हमने
Yes,
किया था
that's
जिसके
this is
माध्यम से भारत
one of the
चंद्रमा के
it that
दक्षिणी
we
ध्रुव
want
के
to
पास
see. Okay,
सफलतापूर्वक
this is
उतरने
what we
में
want to see.
उतरने वाला
Come
पहला
on,
देश
show
था।
us the chart too.
2023
Okay,
में ही
show us the chart other than
LVM3,
downrange
M3 और M2 ने
telemetry there.
वन
So,
वेब के कुल
come on,
36
give us the view,
उपग्रहों को
even if we
प्रमोचित
don't have
कर
rocket
कीर्तिमान हासिल
onboard
किया।
camera here right now. Okay,
यह
and looks
LVM3 की
pretty
5वीं
good.
प्रचालन उड़ान है। जून 2017 से शुरू करते हुए 2 विकासशील उड़ानें
Okay,
हुई।
so what
उसके
else
बाद
even I want to
LVM3 रॉकेट को
commentate here? It's
प्रचालित
good.
कर इसमें
Looks
4
like
प्रसिद्ध
they
प्रमोचन हो चुके हैं
they
जिसमें
waste
चंद्रयान
no
2
time other
OneWeb,
than just here, just
OneWeb के 2 मिशन
waving
और
on the camera
चंद्रयान 3
view
शामिल
here.
हैं। इस कड़ी को
I mean,
आगे
it's
बढ़ाते
typical.
हुए
Even if you're here, maybe you will do the
CMS-03 का
same thing,
प्रमोचन
or maybe I don't
और
know.
दर्शकों को
Okay, so this is the flight parameters. This is what I'm
जिसमें
waiting for.
आवश्यक बदलाव के साथ
Okay,
गगनयान
and this is right now the
रैंप किया जाएगा।
altitude, range, azimuth, whatever you need, even with the velocity itself. Okay, and if we pan that camera again, I will also going to
वर्तमान में क्रायोजेनिक
to
स्टेज
put
प्रज्वलित है।
myself out of view. Okay, to let you guys actually watch
उद्देश्य
the
कक्षा की
telemetry
ओर
in
बढ़ रहा
real
है।
time, and looks like it's still pretty good.
We are 12.5 minutes
12
past
half
the launch.
minutes should be around
The
around
altitude attained is
less than 3 minutes before
179.2
its end. Okay,
kilometers.
so this is how it looks
Cryostage
like.
is operational.
Okay, and to the new viewers or maybe existing viewers, welcome. You're watching the ISRO's launch of the LVM3. In this case,
देख सकते हैं
the M5
अपेक्षित
flight, the
पथ का
fifth
अनुकरण करते
operational
हुए
flight that carrying
launch
the.
vehicle
Okay. Oh no, I didn't have time to put myself out there. Carrying the
वर्तमान में अपेक्षित
CMS-03,
30.27 किलोमीटर प्रति
also
सेकंड तथा ऊंचाई
also
177
for this flight, also known as the GSAT-7R, and also confusingly, also CMS-03 will also be given designation before. Okay, designation before around the GSAT-20, aka GSAT-N2 flight, which was flown almost a year prior, around 18 November 2024. This one is you're watching right now is 2nd of November 2025 on Sunday,
Stage performance
and
normal.
looks like it's the performance still nominal. Okay, and that's why I intentionally just put myself out, because you need to watch all the indicator there. That's very
Plus
important.
14 minutes.
Okay, plus
For the
14
present
minutes.
mission, the cryogenic
Looks
stage
like
is
looks
expected
it
to
looks like
operate
less
for more
than
than
2 minutes
640 seconds.
before finally the C25 stage shut down. The C20 CE-20
03 संचार उपग्रह
rocket engine shut down
बहु
on the
स्पेक्ट्रमी
upper
संचार
stage.
उपग्रह है जो भारतीय
Okay,
भूभाग से
there's
एक विस्तृत
slightly
समुद्री क्षेत्र में
underperformance, but
अपनी
however,
सेवाएं
this
प्रदान
is
करने जा
this
रहा
is
है
fortunately good. This one will be covered by compensated by the additional burn. Okay,
क्रायो
a
ईंधन
little
का
bit
विशिष्ट
additional burn
आवेग
there on the
450
upper
सेकंड
stage.
का
So
होता है यही कारण है कि यह
it might
ईंधन अन्य
actually
ईंधनों की तुलना में
shut down
प्रभावी व
a
कुशल
little
माना
bit
जाता है
later. Should be around, I don't
यही
know,
संख्या
could
पृथ्वी
be
भंडारित ईंधन के लिए
could be plus
315
minus
सेकंड
10
और दो
seconds
शोधक के
or
लिए
5
275
seconds,
सेकंड की
just
होती
to
है
cover a little bit of
इस
the
कारण
shortfall
इस
on
चरण में उच्च
the
प्रणोद वाले
performance
क्रायोजेनिक
there.
इंजन
But otherwise, it's still good, and you can see the mission control
28.5
there.
प्रणोदक की मदद से कुल 200
It's look
किलोन्यूटन का
pretty
प्रणोद
good there,
उत्पन्न हो
the
रहा है
mission control. Okay, and once more, you're watching the ISRO launch right now and looking pretty good. Okay, let me close myself out.
कुछ ही क्षणों में
When she's still pretty
दक्षिण
good,
की
velocity is
स्थितियां
good,
प्राप्त कर ली
and
जाएंगी
also
पश्चात
apogee and
क्रायोजेनिक
perigee here
स्टेज
is
बंद
also
हो जाएगा
really good.
और
And for your information,
हमारा अंतरिक्ष
apogee actually stands for the
CMS-03
highest
को
point, while
उद्देश्य
the
कक्षा में
perigee
स्थापित
stands
किया
for
जाएगा
the lowest point. Lowest point, aka
The
the highest
trajectory
point
of
of
the rocket is
apogee is the
closely
highest point of the
following the
orbit.
prediction.
Perigee is the lowest point of the orbit
A
itself.
few seconds from
Okay,
now,
the
the
altitude
cryogenic
there.
stage would have completed
Okay,
its operation.
okay, and get ready
Up
for
next, we will be
the
watching
shutdown.
satellite injection
Get
in
ready.
its intended orbit.
Sooner or later, because it needs to cover the slight underperformance. Let's
वर्तमान
see.
में ब्रूने स्थित भू स्टेशन हम तक यान के आंकड़े उपलब्ध करा
Okay,
रहे हैं
slightly a little bit more.
यान की ऊंचाई
Yeah.
176
So
किलोमीटर तथा
looks like
सापेक्ष
it.
गति 9.63 किलोमीटर
Okay,
प्रति
20
सेकंड
seconds a bit up there. So it needs to cover shortfall around. Let's see.
क्रायोजेनिक स्टेज के सभी
Okay,
तंत्र
30
सामान्य
seconds a
निष्पादन
bit
करते
more.
हुए
Okay, should be, because it has like.
CMS-03 satellite separated.
All right.
जी हाँ,
And
यान
looks
जुड़
like
चुकी है
CMS-03 has already been separated. Looks like it has covered a little bit. Yeah, and as you can hear,
इसके साथ ही हम
Brunei,
सफल होते हैं
the Brunei ground station looks like
Successful mission of
already
LVM3-M5
already tracked this down.
Eighth successful
Okay,
mission for the LVM3 rocket, fifth in its operational
okay,
series.
and just for information, Brunei is
Delivered
basically a tiny
to its
country
intended orbit.
around the in between us here in Java, and also the neighboring Sabah, So that's why it's basically in Borneo Island. So basically, we are basically tracking your rocket stages and also your satellites on board. So so pretty much good, I guess. But yeah, maybe let's hope sooner or later maybe have better space problem here. But it's fine so far, and looks like it. Let's see if the rocket onboard camera on the payload side, the payload frame side should cover. Okay, we shall see it soon there. Okay, so let's see what it will does next. Okay, so get ready. Should be anytime soon. Okay, there is no other visual. Is it okay? Okay, so what's happening? Because by this point, there should be any further visual inside there, but okay. This is a little bit worrying. Let's hope for the best. Usually, if this is dead silent, this kind of dead silent, a little bit for a while, I'm afraid this is not for a good sign. Hopefully, this is not a bad sign. Okay, because this is my second time stream for the stream about the ISRO rocket launches. I don't want this to become second failure in my channel right now. Okay, so is it? Looks like for the most part, looks like it's still up there and it's still tracking. I hope this is actually good. Okay.
CMS-03 mission accomplished.
Alright, alright. Good. Looks like they need a little bit confirmation time. Oh, thank goodness. This mission actually successful. So yeah, congratulations to ISRO and also the Indian Navy for successfully launching the CMS-03, aka the GSAT-7R,
The last couple,
not to be confused with the GSAT-20 or aka GSAT-N2. Yeah, congratulations for them. And also, I forgot to mention in the beginning that this mission actually would be used to replace
in the mission control
um,
center
will
on the
will be
success
used to,
of the mission.
this satellite will be used to replace
The address by
okay.
Chairman ISRO.
Just slightly a brief. Okay, as you can see, this is the flight event. This one will be used to replace the Rukmimi satellite, the GSAT-7, aka known as the INSAT-4F satellite, which was launched back in 2013 onboarded the Ariane 5 ECA rocket, yeah, which was launched up until around 2022 or 2023, if I remember correctly. So yeah, so this is a good sign. Looks like they are good to go. And by now, they are congratulating each other for the successful launches here and there. I mean, it's a bit scary to just see I mean, it's even nail biting to even see how the launches actually did. But thank goodness, it's actually looking pretty good. The flight is actually good because that little bit nail biting moment, I'm afraid it's not. I was afraid it didn't accomplish its mission, but it did. Okay, it's finally did. Okay, so apologies a bit for burp. Okay, so this is good. You can see the mission there. Alright. And a little bit here, pending there. And we are also going to listen from statement from the mission director, for the ISRO mission director, and also from the general commander of, I hope I actually pronounced this correctly, because I'm not very good with the military rank naming there, general commander of the Indian Navy there. So let's see what they're going to say here, and then after that we can end this stream, because there's nothing else for me to cover, and also because tomorrow morning I will also going to cover I'm also going to cover for the Long March 7A rocket, which will for the flight 12, the serial production would be Y13, yeah, almost close there. So I'm also going to cover that next one. Okay, so let's hear it.
I am happy to announce that LVM3-M5 launch vehicle has successfully injected the CMS-03 communication satellite in the required orbit. The satellite weighing 4,410 kg is precisely injected within the specification of the orbit. Let me congratulate
so the chairman ISRO actually speaking here.
the project teams, all the team members, and our industrial partners for your outstanding contribution for accomplishment of this great mission. This is our 103rd launch from Sriharikota and the 8th successful mission of the LVM3 launch vehicle.
Okay, so once
As
more.
all of you are aware, the previous LVM3 vehicle, that is the LVM3-M4, launched the most prestigious Chandrayaan-3 mission. That mission brought glory to the India as the first country to land the spacecraft successfully near the south pole of the moon. Today's mission has brought yet another important glory to India. The CMS-03 is the heaviest satellite launched by the LVM3 to the GTO orbit so far. For accomplishing this, the vehicle has to be improved, the performance has to be improved in multiple directions for enhancing the payload capability by
Yeah,
10%.
so that's basically the
Today's
reality.
mission,
They still
all
have
the
to
vehicles,
improve, but it's good. It's good.
systems
This
have
launch is
performed
good.
satisfactorily and the orbit we have achieved within the required specification. I am also happy to announce that till today we have done 8 LVM3 launches, including the first experimental mission. And all the launches so far accomplished by the LVM3 vehicle is 100% successful.
Yeah, so I can say
This
for
great success is due to the open work culture of ISRO, meticulous and systematic mechanisms put in place for the review of various activities, and the dedicated, hard and smart work of Team ISRO along with our industrial partners. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate each and every one of you, our family members, our industrial partners, and the academia who have wholeheartedly support for this mission. Coming to the satellite, the CMS-03 satellite is a multi-band communication satellite with coverage over a wide oceanic region, including the Indian landmass, and is designed for providing communication services for at least 15 years. The satellite
yeah, so pretty
incorporates a
expected
host of new
15 years of
technologies
expected
and yet another shining example of
lifespan
Atmanirbhar
there.
Bharat.
So yeah,
Let me congratulate the entire satellite team.
and
Across
also
various ISRO centers
once again, hello,
realizing
new
this
and
very
also existing viewers here, and
important,
also for the replay
complex
viewers here.
satellite
Hello, welcome.
For the communication capability of our country. I must tell that we had really a tough, challenging time during the launch campaign. You know, the weather was not that cooperative. But then, let me take this opportunity to compliment each and every one of you. Even under this difficult weather condition, we could come out successfully and accomplish this mission in a grand manner and successful manner.
So yeah, the mission
Dear friends,
is basically
let me also congratulate all the review team members, chairmen and members of various committees, including our mentors and earlier leaders who have shoulder to shoulder with us for accomplishment of this mission. We really congratulate and compliment each and every one of you and our family members on this occasion. And I also would like to announce an important experiment what we have carried out. The indigenously developed C-25 cryogenic stage. For the first time, we have, after successfully injecting the satellite in the orbit and reorienting the stage, for the first time, we have successfully ignited the thrust chamber. For the first time, reignited the thrust chamber. And this is going to be a great experiment which is going to feed data for restarting the cryogenic stage in future, for enabling the mission flexibility for placing multiple satellites in various orbits using the Bahubali rocket LVM3.
yeah. So they are also going to
My
upgrade
heartiest
the
congratulations to each and every
upper
one
stage
of you.
there, the rocket engine, so to be able to
Along with
restart
me,
it,
we have got
to,
the
to
project
be able to
directors
restart anyways.
of the both launch vehicle
So,
and satellite.
I mean,
All
maybe
the
even
center
they are
directors
going to
who
test
have
right now, I guess. So
worked hard
let's
for
see the
accomplishment of
result.
this mission. Let us hear first from the LVM3 project director, Mr. Victor Joseph. Mr. Victor Joseph.
Alright, so this is the project director here. This is the statement from
Good evening,
him
ISRO.
right now.
Good evening, India. LVM3 has done it once again. Most respected Chairman ISRO, former
Alright,
Chairman
and
Kiran
for
Kumar
new
sir,
and
center
existing
directors,
viewers
senior
and
members
also
and
replay
dignitaries here,
viewers,
and all those
hello and
present
welcome.
here
So
and
let's
online.
see here on the
Congratulations to each one
statement
of
here
us for the 8th
by the project
successful
mission
mission
there
of LVM3.
here.
And this time, the vehicle has lifted the heaviest communication satellite from the Indian soil, the CMS-03, and injected it into the required orbit. And also for the first time, we have demonstrated the reignition of the cryogenic engine. On this proud occasion, my sincere thanks to our beloved chairman for his continuous guidance and encouragement, and to all the center directors for their constant support. Special appreciation to all the review forums that meticulously examined every system, ensuring this flawless mission. My heartfelt thanks to the system development agencies across all launch vehicle centers, industry partners, assembly and integration teams, technical facilities, and quality assurance groups. This success truly reflects ISRO's spirit of teamwork. A warm thanks also to the family members of all team members for their unwavering support behind the scenes. Finally, I wish to acknowledge my project team, Vehicle Director Sri Biju Thomas, Associate Vehicle Director Sudish Kumar, Associate Project Director Sri Rajashagar, Deputy Project Directors, and every member of our team. Your technical excellence and commitment made this achievement possible. And before concluding, I wish Spacecraft Director and team for very successful spacecraft operations in the coming days. And with the same determination and teamwork, we will continue to make our nation proud. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Now we will hear from the CMS-03 Project Director Sri Rajendra Kumar.
Okay, so we are going to hear from the CMS-03 mission director, or maybe project mission here. We are going to hear the statement. So let's go.
Respected Chairman ISRO, Center Directors, colleagues, dignitaries present here, and all viewers watching this telecast. Good evening to all. It's a glorious launch of LVM3-M5 that has injected the CMS-03, the heaviest communication spacecraft from Indian soil, to the geostationary transfer orbit. In this joyous occasion, I express my sincere gratitude to the entire launch vehicle team for providing the spacecraft a precise orbit and giving a good beginning for the spacecraft mission. With the latest updates received from our mission team, the injection rates during spacecraft separation have been benign and the health of the spacecraft is normal.
Okay, so spacecraft looks normal so
Starting
far.
from tomorrow, a series of orbit raising operations will be carried out to place the spacecraft in the intended geostationary orbit.
Okay, so
On
few
the
of
technology
orbital
front, as our chairman has
orbit
already
raising
told,
maneuver
a
will
number
be
of indigenously
conducted
developed
starting
technologies
from
have been
tomorrow.
incorporated into
From
this
tomorrow.
multi-band communication spacecraft, yet another stride by ISRO towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. I thank entire spacecraft team for working relentlessly in realizing this advanced
And for the
communication
multiband,
spacecraft.
basically it has
I also
UHF,
thank all the teams across ISRO
S-band,
centers who have been a part of and
KU
contributed
band,
to this
and also
project.
C-band
Looking
if I
forward
remember
to a
correctly.
successful
So
spacecraft mission.
that's
I
the information you need to know
Thank you.
out
Jai
of the
Hind.
satellite. Okay,
Now
and
we will
like
hear
it,
from the leaders of ISRO. First we'll start with Mr. Nilesh Desai, Director of Space Application Center, who has realized the various payloads for the satellite. Yes, Nilesh.
so right now we are going to hear
Chairman
the
sir, and all the dignitaries present here and all the participants in this very great event.
okay.
Let me first congratulate Team ISRO as well as launch vehicle team.
Okay,
satellite
let's
team,
hear
and
from
my
the
own
ISRO,
payload team
ISRO
for the stupendous
leader here.
achievement. And 7
This
has
one is
always been a
the
lucky
director
number.
for
So
the
we had GSAT-7
Space
earlier
Application
and GSAT-7 repeat.
Center
Let
here.
me compliment the user also, and we assure them that we'll provide a very good services for next 15 years. As has been already pointed out, this GSAT-7R or this
Which means it will
CMS-03
be able to
will be
use up
having a
until
multi-band
2040.
payload in UHF, S, C, and KU band, and that is the requirement of the users have been all fulfilled with a very wide coverage, and we'll have a lot of MD activities
Yeah,
during
C,
this particular
KU, S,
satellite.
and
So
also
let me
UHF band here.
compliment my payload team, especially for doing lot of indigenous elements like GAN, SSPA, Then we have a OMAX which has been indigenously built, and like that many other new technologies. And first time we have tested a digital processor. So that will also go a long way into feeding into the future requirements related to SDR-based configurable payloads for our users. So let me once again compliment Team ISRO as well as my own payload team at Space Applications Center Ahmedabad, and wish all the best for this mission. Thank you.
Okay, so
We
that's
will hear from Mr. Rajarajan, who is the director of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center.
okay. We are going to hear from the
mentors,
director of
invitees,
which one is this?
all
Let's
my
see.
dear colleagues and the entire project team. Once again,
Okay, so
best
from the
best
director
as well
of
as
the
job well done for
Freeman,
putting the spacecraft within
okay,
the
just call it
orbit.
just call it as
Coming to
VSSC
our 2
anyways.
years, as our
a bit
chairman
a bit
pointed
too
out,
complicated for
we
me
are coming
to
back
pronounce it.
with our LVM3 launch vehicle, and then once again we have made a successful launch with all those, in spite of the inclement weather conditions and all through the difficult launch campaign. We have taken a call to have this launch in this time, and we proved that the vehicle's robustness is kept, and the entire launch campaign across all the team has worked in a well coordinated manner and with an open discussion in all aspects, and that's why it proved that this vehicle is capable of launching such a heavy spacecraft. As we demonstrated, this is a series of vehicles in which it has proven its success rate, and I'm glad that the entire team, the staff from all walks of life in our organization has put in their effort and might and worked to the perfection of what is required from each one of them. At this juncture, I also thank the entire family members of all the colleagues who have been really giving the moral support so that we are able to deliver in time for all these vehicles. Wishing you a great success in the coming days for the spacecraft and the team. Thank you.
Okay, so
We have with us
that's
the director of
statement.
UR Rao's Satellite Center, Dr. Shankaran. Under his leadership, the satellite was realized.
Yeah, so this one we are going to hear statement from the
Thank you,
UR
sir.
Rao
Good
Space
evening.
Application
Let me
Center,
start
if I
by
remember
giving
correctly,
you a status
or
update on
satellite
the
development,
spacecraft.
if I remember.
Those who have been following the previous missions and this mission, the propulsion valves have opened and the control system is able to take care of the spacecraft by firing thrusters. And this mission also has a very new antenna, which is a collapsible helix antenna, which has been developed for the first time. This antenna also, the base has been released as soon as the injection is over. That is the first activity after the propulsion valves are open. The CHA antenna base also has been successfully released. Unlike the smaller satellites, the solar panel in this mission will be opened after 5 days after going to the geosynchronous orbit. So we'll have to, but with the one panel which is looking at sun, the generation of power is happening and the spacecraft is well on its way towards reaching its final orbit.
So basically, the solar
Let me
panel will
take
be
this
open
opportunity to
5
thank the
days after
launch
it
vehicle community,
reaches
particularly the
geostationary
LVM3
orbit zone,
team,
or
for
or
delivering
maybe
this
even
satellite in its
geotransfer orbit there.
intended initial orbit. However, the job for us continues. Not only that we have to make the satellite, now we have to tend this satellite till it reaches its intended
Okay.
orbit,
And
allow it to
and
develop
also
its functionalities,
and also looks like
make it
we
work
also
for
hear
its
that
entire
they are
lifetime up to about
they are
15 years.
they are
So this work
debuting the
starts
collapsible
with the help of our friends at the Master Control Facility, Hassan.
hexagonical
The
antenna
our
there.
teams, the
So
spacecraft teams
so
are going to
basically
do
the
this
first
job.
for this
Best wishes
for
to the
ISRO
entire project
for the
team,
ISRO
all the mission
for the
team,
collapsible
and congratulations to everyone who is present
hexagonical
here, particularly to the
band,
user team who
antenna
have been
there.
an
So
excellent
that's
support
that for
throughout
this
this
flight.
realization of
This is
this
the
spacecraft.
first will be
The
over.
user team has been very, very supportive of us in realizing, fully understanding our difficulties.
And
Thank
to the
you
new and
team
existing
for your
viewers, hello,
support,
hello, welcome.
and wishing
And
everyone
also
all the very best.
including you,
Way
the
to go.
replay viewer,
Jai Hind.
if you watch this on replay. So yeah, so that we have
Now we will
listened
hear from the lab chairman
another.
and the Satish Dhawan Space Center director, who has faced a very, very tough weather condition, Mr. Padma Kumar.
Okay, so we are going to listen to statement
Great job.
from
Congratulations to each one of you.
Okay, so that's all. So that,
Weather has given us a great challenge.
yeah, so this is the, we are listening from the
We did
director
a
of
great
the
forecast
SDSC
to
Shar
enable us
here.
to confidently go to UT. And the vehicle has braved the entire
And despite the weather, it looks
days
like
of
they are
heavy
able
rain
to launch it. Yeah.
and very
So
high winds.
fortunately,
We were able to actually brave this weather and get the vehicle in its pristine condition, getting ready for the launch on today. My SHAR team, each one of you are a hero. The kind of work that you have delivered is really great. And all other teams who have supported them during this difficult period, and we have come out of it, and we have shown that we can even operate through a cyclone. Thank you all. Let us do this job again and again.
alright, so that's the statement we
This
hear
mission
from
has
the,
got 3 liquid propulsive
from the
stages,
director
including the
SDSC
cryogenic
Shar,
stage and
and looks like
satellite
it.
propulsion. This is successfully realized by LPSC and ISRO Propulsion Complex Mahendragiri with the support of other centers. We have got the directors of LPSC, Mr. Mohan, and the IPRC director, Mr. Asit Pakiraj. We will hear from them. First, Mr. Mohan.
Okay, so we are going to hear the statement
Congratulations, ISRO,
of,
because this is basically a very important spacecraft for the national program, and it's great that ISRO has been able to do this job probably very close to the timeline what is demanded.
alright, so we are
As already
hearing
mentioned,
from the
this was
director
the
of LPSC
heaviest
there.
spacecraft
So
that has
let's
been
hear
launched
it.
from the LVM3 for a GTO mission, and the heaviest spacecraft also had a novel indigenous component of the propellant tank, around 1200 liters of biggest propellant tank was realized by the LPSC team, and which is integrated into the spacecraft, which is going to take its journey towards the final intended orbit. And also we have the to increase the payload capability from the cryogenic stage. The thrust was also increased by around 0.3 tons, which also gave additional payload improvement to meet this requirement of higher mass as well as the orbital requirements. And finally, when we have the cryogenic ignition initially, and the entire 700 plus seconds was functioning completed to come to the satellite injection, cryogenic stage was shut down and the satellite was injected. But as an experiment, we have reignited the engine in a very difficult ignition conditions of a hard vacuum, and that was also successfully demonstrated by the change in acceleration, and that is a great experiment which is going to give us a lot of confidence in the future to proceed with flexible mission programs. So all in all, the L110 stage and the cryogenic stage as well as satellite propulsion system all have functioned very nicely, and the satellite propulsion team has a further long way to go. I'm sure we are going to have a very successful journey beyond this stage and to the final orbit. So congratulations to specifically to the LPSC team, also the integration team at IPRC and the IPRC entire combined team of both the centers. And I'm sure we will have many more successes within the next few months itself. Thank you. Congratulations again. Jai Hind.
Alright, so that's the
Good evening
statement
to all.
we hear.
Congratulations
And another
to the
one.
entire nation. It has been very challenging to make the liquid stages, the testing of the liquid engines of L110 stage and the cryogenic stage, the integration of the L110 stage and the C25 stage for this mission, as well as the testing of the entire spacecraft propulsion systems at IPRC Mahendragiri has been very successfully completed. Apart from that, the supply of the ultra high pure liquid hydrogen for this mission has been produced at IPRC Mahendragiri and has been supplied for this mission. So all well so far. The entire launch vehicle systems have worked fantastically, reaching the desired
Okay,
orbit
so
for
we are
the
hearing from the
satellite
director of
injection.
IPRC here.
And the satellite is also performing well, and wishing all the best for the further moving the satellite from the GTO to GSO and to drift further the satellite to the destined final orbit. And also all the best for the functions there within the satellite to do the great service for the nation. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Alright.
The inertial systems for the
So
launch
that's it.
vehicle and the satellite
Another
is
one.
delivered by the ISRO Inertial System Unit, led by Mr. Soumya Narayana. Please.
Thank you, sir. Most respected Chairman ISRO, all center directors, dignitaries, and all my colleagues. Good evening to all of you. As Chairman ISRO already pointed out, all our initial systems.
So we are listening statement from the director of IISU here.
Good accuracy, and hearty congratulations to all of you. And I wish satellite team also all the operations to be followed with grand success, and the mission will be grand success. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, very short.
With us the Human Spaceflight Center Director, D.K. Singh. So D.K. Singh, for your views.
Okay, the director for the Human Spaceflight Center here. We are listening to the statement from him right now.
When Mark III lifted the heaviest satellite from our soil and delivered it where it has to be. Compliment to the launch vehicle team, and I wish all the best for the satellite team who has realized a very complex satellite and a payload within India, which will give users the services and definitely the operational superiority. All the best. Thank you.
All right, so that we are sharing right now.
Telemetry and tracking activity carried out the entire activity is carried out by ISTRAC, and we have got with us Dr. Anil Kumar, the director of ISTRAC. Dr. Anil Kumar.
Okay, so we are going to listen this statement from the director of.
It's a momentous and joyous occasion for the whole nation and also ISRO.
What do we call this?
Let me congratulate all the ISRO team for this wonderful achievements. As far as ISRO elements are concerned,
from the
all the
we
ground
are listening to
stations,
the statement from the director of
ground
ISRO
segment,
here.
software segments,
So yeah.
including Vedas, everything worked as expected. And also let me appreciate the efforts of our software reliability team and reliability who has done a wonderful review process. And thank you all, and let me wish all the very best for the spacecraft. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Okay, pretty short and sweet here.
Told, right now the satellite is totally healthy. Whatever problem we faced in the NVS-02 problem, we have overcome. Right now the valves are opened. And now it is a very busy time in Sriharikota. We are targeting 7 launches in this finance year in next 5 months time frame. And the launch preparations are in full swing for the next mission, which is also going to be a LVM3 mission by NCIL, LVM3-M5 to launch a customer communication satellite. In fact, the entire activities are going on.
I bet it might be Blue Sky.
The second week of
Blue
December.
Sky.
Then we have got the NCIL mission PSLV C62, which is also going to place a user-funded satellite.
Oh, Bluebird. Yeah, Bluebird. I bet it's a Bluebird for the M6
followed
mission.
by a SSLV L1 mission. Again,
So they are targeting for the
satellite.
7 more launches for
very important mission.
For this final year of 25, 26 like that. So
demonstration satellite in which we are going to demonstrate 34 new technologies, followed by the EOS-5 or GSAT-1 satellite going to be placed by the GSLV F17 vehicle. Under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, we have rolled out, Government of India has rolled out the space sector reform. Based on that, 5 PSLV vehicles were given to the industry consortium. And the first vehicle is successfully realized, and we are in the process of final assembly, and first launch is also targeted in this finance year. And
this finance year of 2025, of course.
The activity. We have done whatever best possible work, and as you all know, we are supposed to accomplish 3 uncrewed missions before going for the crewed mission, and we all are working for the first uncrewed mission.
So they are targeting for 3 uncrewed missions before they are going for the 4th one, which is the crewed mission, possibly the flight test.
Most of the hardware has reached Sriharikota. The assembly
for the human space flight, Indian human space flight, of course.
I would like to extend my heartiest congratulations to each and every one of you. As there is a saying, the reward for hard work is more work. Our hands are full before this finance year. As I told, 7 more launches we have to accomplish. I request each and every one of you to extend better cooperation for accomplishing all these missions in a grand, successful manner, meeting the vision and direction of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Thank you. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Alright, so looks like the statement's already end. It's a little bit boring, I need to admit, but well, that's typical. It's okay. And looks like it. I can say the mission has already concluded. We don't have anything to say here. So yeah. Okay, so it's already done here. So thank you ISRO, and also here Darshan, which is like um, the national governmental television in India for broadcasting this live stream. Okay, so thank you so much everyone, and that's all what I'm going to say here. And tomorrow around 13 hours from now, we are going to witness the launch. Yeah, is it? Alright, maybe 15 hours, around 15 hours from now, we are going to witness the launch of the Long March 7A, the flight 12, serial production of Y13 there. We are going to witness the launch. Basically, we don't know what's the satellite, but we do know it from the NASA Spaceflight Forum. Basically, the observer watcher there commented there. It's they are carrying the DF-4 satellite bus there. Basically, DF- stands for Dongfang Hong, of course. So basically, the DF-4 variant there. That's the only thing that we know, but the satellite name will know this later from later announcement. So that's that. So thank you so much for watching, and looks like I can go rest a little bit, or maybe eat something for my dinner for now. So thank you so much for everyone, and this is my sign off trademark here. Okay, so this is Daniel Suguwa. I'm your host here right now. Thank you so much for watching. Take care everybody. Goodbye. Alright, so there's nothing to watch here. What else? It's already finished. So yeah, have a nice day and take a rest. Take it easy too. And happy weekend. So that's all. Bye bye.